Buongiorno from the beautiful village of Capestrano. We've had so many inquiries from people asking us about buying properties in Abruzzo that we've decided to hand-pick some properties that we think would be perfect for foreigners moving to Abruzzo and looking for a house to live, or a holiday house, one or the other.
Yeah, and wow, what better place than Capestrano. In fact, if you look through our videos, you'll see that we've recently made a video on Capestrano, so you can find out more about this fantastic town, which you can see behind us. It's beautiful. There's plenty there to see and do in the town or nearby. There's plenty of bars and restaurants. There's a couple of small grocery stores. If you needed a big shop, then you haven't got far to go down to Popoli. In fact, where Capestrano is located is absolutely ideal, isn't it?
It really is. It's a real central place, very near to a main road. And from Capestrano it's 10 minutes to get to Popoli, where the motorway connection is, Popoli Bussi they call it, and also where the supermarkets are. But it does have two big elementaries, which are food shops, but not as big as supermarkets here in Capestrano.
Grocery stores.
Grocery stores. But if you want a really big supermarket, then you've got to go to Popoli. But that's no distance away and really easy to drive to.
Yeah. And we've got a fantastic bargain of a house lined up for you this time.
A really interesting one.
Yeah.
In fact, we really like it. I mean, we gauge what we think you might like by what we like. And we think it's got really great possibilities. It's a structurally sound house with a new roof. It is quirky. It won't be for everyone, but it will be for a lot of people.
There's a lot of possibilities with it.
Yeah.
In fact, you can see it just
somewhere behind us. Somewhere down there it is. In really easy reach of the centre of Capestrano.
You can walk, so you can go to a bar.
You can walk to a bar, have some drinks and walk home.
Yeah.
It's got restaurants, got a very good restaurant we went to, didn't we, and tried out. Very good. It's got a good buzz about it, lots of life, lots of things happening, in a great location, and a really interesting property, and not expensive. So in fact, the house that we're talking about is just down there, in that spot right there. And so if you see from there up to the centre of Capestrano, where the church is, and to the left, it's no distance at all. So we've come to see this house in Capestrano. It's a really interesting one in a beautiful spot. I think it's a bargain. I think there's lots of possibilities with it. And we're going to show you around and talk you through it and show you what we think about it. What do you think about it, darling?
I think it's got so many different possibilities for configuring it. So I think, you could come here and live here as a family. You could ideally come here as a couple and have a separate apartment for friends and family to come and stay.
Yeah.
I mean, you could live in the lower level and have friends and family in the upper level, depending on how much space you want and how much your family and friends want. Or you could live in the upper level and then have friends and family stay in the lower level. But you'll see what I'm talking about when we take you on a tour.
And it's in a beautiful, tranquil bit of Capestrano with great views. And you can walk to the centre with all its bars and restaurants within 5 minutes from here. Ideal. But this particular bit where we are now is very tranquil, very beautiful.
Quiet.
Yeah.
It's so quiet. I mean, you're not stuck out in the countryside
No.
by any means.
But it's a bit like being in the countryside.
It is.
But with the centre of a really busy village right on your doorstep. And so the way to this property is quite straightforward. You come down a proper tarmac road, and then you just turn off up there down this paved road, which is well kept, which brings you right to the property. And if I turn round, then you can see that there's parking in front of the garage, or you could easily just take the doors off the garage, clear it out and drive straight into the garage and have an open garage. Or you could use it for whatever you want.
You could make more of a garden if you wanted to.
That's true, or a workshop, it depends, you know. It's got lots of possibilities.
Yeah, well, let's go and have a look at the first level.
Or we should just point out that this is the garden in front of the property. This bit here, going, if you imagine a line from the bottom of the steps across like that. So this is private garden area, but just in front there is a gate there to a garden which doesn't look like it's used very often or kept, but there is access to that one garden across here. So
yeah,
this is private, but this bit just in front is not.
and can I just add, the access is to, we have just seen the most gorgeous, we won't show it to you this time because it's not for sale yet, but the most gorgeous little old house up there,
Yeah, just
which
round
is
the
the
corner.
owner's house, and he and his wife still use it. It's like a museum stepping back in time.
It's beautiful inside.
But they said, you know, I think they're in the 80s, they said when we're older,
Yeah.
we will be selling that too. So at the moment the access is to the owner's little bungalow house. There's also a ruin in between.
Really lovely ruin. Really beautiful.
But it's not owned by the sellers.
No, but
but he knows who it is if you were going to buy it, because they also have this
little cantina underneath, next to the cantina that comes with the house, which is in there. But this is a lovely ruin next to it.
It is, but he's actually said, and he's quite rightly pointed out, you know, it's very unlikely that anyone would want to buy it. So you could just leave it, or if you wanted to own it, I mean, you know, I could see myself growing beautiful plants up and around it and everything.
Because this would be your garden, this could be the background to your garden, which, you know, as Katja said, growing plants on this, and if you redid the roof here and made it a lot more original and beautiful, this, I can visualise how this would look.
Yeah.
It would look stunning.
Now there is a grotto underneath, which we will show you later, because I think we should get into the house first.
Yeah, why not? So we'll go up. So this is the staircase leading you into the property. So there's no door on this level. You have to go up this level here to get into the property.
Yes, and do you know what? You come up here to a fantastic terrace.
Yeah, I have to say the views are beautiful from here.
So yeah, so basically what you've got to understand, this is the first level.
So this is a terrace, as Katja just said, to the first level.
Yeah, and the views.
And then there's the views. So you've got, from here you can see all the way up to the Castello in the centre of the town. So that's literally the centre of the whole town, just up there, which is moments away, isn't it? Up to that. Which got, I have to say, Capestrano has some beautiful bars, a fantastic restaurant or two. It's got a real buzz about it, hasn't it, in Capestrano? So that's all up there. Beautiful. I love this old ruin here. I think Katja is absolutely spot on with what should happen. Just grow plants on it. Make it part of your garden down there. It would look absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I can't imagine that someone would want much money for it.
No. So you could probably buy it if you wanted to secure it, probably for something really minimal.
Or you could just take the risk and say, no one's going to buy it, I'm just going to grow
Make
my
it look pretty.
bougainvillea.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Bougainvillea.
Not right, okay.
And so on this level, I would certainly retile it, and it just basically needs a little bit of tender care.
Well, do you know what? The thing is, with this house, as you'll see, you don't actually need to do anything. No. You can move in. It depends. Are you coming here just for holidays? Are you interested in living here all year round? Do you want to let it out? Because the thing is, the way it's actually configured, you could actually have an income from either the top level or from this level.
We'll just show you how it's configured, because so there's this tiny room here, which is pretty useless as it is. However, it used to be connected to the room next door, which is the living kitchen area. If it was me, I would take that wall back out and make one big living kitchen area.
Yeah. Alternatively, you could actually just knock through a hole in the wall, make a doorway in the wall, and have this as another bedroom. However, there are already
two
bedrooms on this floor.
so you don't really need to do it. I would make this one massive kitchen living area again, I think. So I'll just show you. So this door here, and the wall, very thin wall, which is not a structural wall at all. That wall is connected to this area, which has a fireplace and is the living room, not the kitchen, because the kitchen is in, and they've got an outside little kitchen here, so you could have a barbecue out here, you could enjoy this terrace, which is very private. And then in here, so that's the wall that we think should go, and then you have your kitchen, maybe in that end, because at the moment there's a rather odd kitchen in here, which I don't know if you can see, it's very dark in here, but there's a kitchen in here, and I think this should go. And this could be used for whatever you want.
Yeah, I agree actually, because this could be, I think there's enough with the 2 bedrooms down here. There's 1 bedroom upstairs, but 2 bedrooms down here. And yeah, I would like a big sort of entertainment kitchen, living space with a fireplace.
Yeah, which also connects to the terrace. So if you've got the kitchen, you can eat outside straight to the terrace without, you know. Yeah. And then you've got this fireplace which is working, it needs a bit of restoration, but basically anything here. Well, the actual structure is really sound.
Restoration, it's up to you, isn't it? I mean, the thing is,
you could do what you like with it.
So you could leave it like that, or if you wanted to, you can obviously throw some money into it and update it a little bit.
But apparently the stone, which is beautiful, is underneath.
Yes,
So probably that's what I would go back to the stone.
I'd go back to the original, yes, absolutely. And also, you know, take down the wood paneling.
Redo the walls, redo the ceilings.
I mean, the floors are fine. The floors, you know.
If you want to keep these, you could easily keep them.
Yeah, you just throw some rugs over them. I mean, you know, it depends on your budget, really, doesn't it? In terms of what you want to spend and the time you want to spend in doing a place up. You really don't need to.
But the structure itself is really sound.
Yes, absolutely. And we should point out here before we forget that 5 years ago, they put a new roof on.
Yeah, it's got a brand new roof, 5-year-old roof. And so through here, it's a small bathroom, as you can see, but it wouldn't be impossible to put your bathroom in there, which would be bigger than this, if you took the kitchen out of here and put it in there.
Absolutely.
You could make a much bigger bathroom here.
This would be a really nice size. And I think they said as well, these, they're
walls.
not retaining.
No, they're not. They're hollow.
Yeah.
So you could do that, or you could leave your bathroom as it is, if you wanted to, and use this for something else, storage, workshop, I don't know, artist studio, whatever you wanted to use it for. So this is the 2nd bedroom, the smaller of the 2 bedrooms, which has a lovely outlook. Shall we show the outlook? I think we should.
Yes. Not sure what this is. Is this that?
No, this has to be put back up. There's a little cable that's come down.
Okay.
But so you've got the mountains in the distance there, and you've got this beautiful ruin right next to you here.
And just listen. The loudest noise is the magpie.
The magpie is the loudest thing here, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And all the doors actually, these beautiful doors, are all in really good condition. And the shutters, where there are shutters, not on these, are also in very good condition.
So, you can redo this, obviously.
It's got in wall cupboards. It's quite a sweet little bedroom.
Yes.
Very bright, very cool, and lovely outlook.
But the master bedroom is a very good size, isn't it?
This is the master bedroom. It's huge, and if you wanted, you could easily make this an ensuite.
Yes. Before we show you the view and more of the master bedroom, this is what Andrew means.
You could easily turn this into an ensuite bathroom.
There's no, they've had their lights disconnected, so
we can't, everything's a bit
But if I'm in here, you might see how big it is. I would personally turn this into a walk-in wardrobe, but hey ho, everyone.
But I mean, it's such a big room You've got no shortage of room for wardrobes in
No,
here.
I know.
And then you could have a door straight into it. But anyway, it's you know. And also, I should point out that there's quite a good central heating system with radiators already connected. An old boiler on this level, but on the upper level, a brand new boiler.
We've got old windows, but they, I mean...
Well, the doors are nice. If you didn't want to change them, you wouldn't have to.
No.
Because they're actually in good condition, these.
And look, you could just get a tiny little chair out here.
Yeah.
Next to your ruin.
Well, I mean, I love this.
I love it too.
And I think what Katia said's actually right. You make a fantastic little garden down here with a new roof on that, so you've got your own roof on that. And then you grow things, flowers and plants around here, and you turn it. It would be spectacular. I can see it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably also
paint it.
Paint it.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and it depends again on your budget and taste. I mean, you know, they've got these shutters,
which are a bit old and faded.
They are. I personally, I like the ones, you know, that go on the outside.
Yeah.
It just sort of lifts the house a little bit.
It does.
I would do that, but you know, you can do things bit by bit anyway, can't you?
Yeah.
You know, it's the tiles are absolutely adequate. They're absolutely fine. They're the old style. You know, what do you call these?
These are the grit concrete tiles.
Yeah.
They've got bits in them.
Can you see those close up?
Maybe more in the light there.
You know, whereas the rooms have got parquet.
The rooms have actually got the original grit tiles underneath. So I would take that parquet off if it was me and expose the tiles.
Right. And I would throw down a load of rugs then. And this one as well, it's got
this has got stone.
Marbly stone.
So actually, underneath these pretty awful modern floors are some really fantastic original stone floors we can see. I would expose those for definite.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, you know, this needs redoing completely, this bathroom.
Yeah.
But it's not a major job. It's a minor one if you wanted to do that. But
alternatively,
build a new one in there. So you've got quite a few options on this level. You've also got the options as to whether, if you bought this, whether you lived here, because it's got 2 bedrooms, or if you're just a couple, whether you lived upstairs, where there's 1 bedroom, and then rented this as a holiday home underneath. You've got your own income, or you keep it for friends.
Alternatively, depending on you, your family size, you could, like we said, you know, you could just have this as a smaller kitchen diner, open up the wall there, as we said, to that first room we went into, and make that into a bedroom off the kitchen diner, ending up with 3 bedrooms on this level.
Yeah.
The possibilities are all there. So, right,
endless.
We're going to go upstairs now.
See.
Which has its own entrance and own access. So the other option is, you could actually, if you wanted to, make the access from the inside as well. You know,
you could.
Where the kitchen is at the moment.
You could do that because the kitchen is underneath the rest of the house. So it is possible you could do that. You could turn it into one big house. That would be sort of major work. So as long as you wanted to do that, then that would be worth it. But otherwise, you keep 2 separate
if you were
places.
A big family and you wanted a house, it would be worth it just for this position and for I think for the price that you're paying for what you're getting here.
Yeah, I agree. So then you go up this staircase and you come to another terrace.
We should point out that this is not a house.
This is another house
with access from the street up there.
And so this terrace is private for this.
Yes.
House.
But we said, you know, it depends on how you are with your level of privacy, but you could easily put a sail here.
Yeah, easily.
Canopy, and you would be completely...
It would be completely private then.
Yeah, you wouldn't be overlooked in the slightest. And again, here you've got...
And you could tile this and have a table out here, and this would be a wonderful place to sit and eat or have an aperitif or to entertain.
You don't have to tile it. You can use it as it is.
No, you could, but imagine it tiled. Nice. It would be beautiful.
The railings.
The railings are in good condition. Yeah. The house is in good condition. The roof is in good condition. It really needs just internal jigging around and tidying up.
Yeah, absolutely. So here.
So this is the entrance to the second level apartment. It's got a new boiler.
It's got a separate one downstairs,
yes,
hasn't it?
It has an older, much older boiler. This is a much newer one. and the central heating system in here is much newer because it has some quite nice cast iron radiators. And then you walk straight into the kitchen. Now this is a galley kitchen. I don't know how much you can see because it is very dark in here because there's no lights.
No, unfortunately it's disconnected.
I would change this. But this is not a structural wall. I would put a big arch in this wall here so that your kitchen is connected to this room, which is a nice room with a lovely outlook. You've got a fireplace. So that the kitchen, you wouldn't be stuck in the kitchen.
Yeah, so you've got another kitchen diner.
Yeah.
And actually, on this level, what we should point out is all this furniture and the one in the bedrooms. It can all be included.
But we assume for a price.
No, it's
included
it's
in the
included.
price.
I just spoke to them and they said otherwise they would just throw it.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
would
again,
be a shame, but
it's a shame, but
if it's not your style.
If it's not your style, but it's certainly something you could start off with.
Yeah.
You know, again, you know, I think for the price, you know, you could just come in here, you could move in, you could do some very small minor amendments to make one level, you know, ready for a holiday let and generate an income, so you can use that money to, you know, do up the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
But some of these bits of furniture are quite large, and they do make the room feel smaller because they're so big. So.
But come out here. Look. So I would
Spectacular
have some little
view.
bistro chairs
But
here.
I mean, this view is lovely, isn't
be
it?
having my aperitivo looking up there to Capestrano.
To the castle, listening to the bells, and looking at the ruin here, which is gorgeous. It's just stunning. And the mountains. I mean, the view from here is just great, isn't it?
Yes, and here you have the other bedroom. But I think we'll go back in through the living room.
Yeah.
And down the galley to get to the other bedroom. There is also...
just show them the view of so we've got a view all the way across Capestrano from here. And I mean, this is really tranquil. Oh, and also we should point out these shutters are okay as well on these doors. They actually match the doors. So I think these were made for these doors. If you look at this profile, that matches that.
Yeah, so I would get something matching for the windows downstairs.
Yeah.
We should point out as well, here's a lovely fireplace.
Another working fireplace here. Lovely fireplace. That would be just great to sit in front of in the winter, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I do think this wall needs opening up.
Just close up on the fireplace.
We should also point out that this, if you lived in this bit, you've got a loft for storage. There is actually a bed up there, but the ceiling's very low. So
They said they had 2 beds up there, but I think, you know...
Personally...
and there is a window and all that.
There is a window.
Yeah.
Maybe we should shut the door.
I can't. It's
No.
only with a key, and I can't...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
But up there, that you've got... okay, so forget the bedroom. There's a fantastic loft for storage up there. So this staircase obviously isn't here all the time. We've just pulled it down to have a look at the loft. And so normally you would walk through this, but we've got to squeeze past the staircase at the moment.
Yeah.
And then you come into what would be the master bedroom up here, which is another very big, lovely room.
It's huge, isn't it?
It's a lovely room. The walls are all a bit old and the wallpaper needs taking off.
You can't even see the real size of it.
No.
They've got this huge
monstrous thing
monstrosity,
in here. Yeah.
which, you know, you can...
If it's your taste, it's yours.
Otherwise, I'll get rid of it. But,
Yeah. And the radiators I like. The radiators are really nice throughout. They're cast iron.
Yes, they're really nice actually.
Yeah, they're cast iron and in good condition.
And again, we've got a carpet here which you can lift because you've got the same
Stone floors.
Downstairs.
Actually, let me do it in the light. Hang on, let me do that in the light. Look.
I'd actually say they're really nice.
Yes.
Marble effect.
Under this is going to be another beautiful floor. I mean, I'll be honest, and Katia will back me up on this, you don't want carpets in these houses. You want stone floors. They're cool in the summer, they're easy to clean. Yeah. And another thing I have to say about this house, with all of the temperatures that we've had, and we know, and the temperatures that have been in Abruzzo in Italy.
In the summer,
In the summer, this house feels really cool.
It does, because they, well, we can show you when we go back out, but the walls are literally like about this
very thick. Well, you can see here. Yeah, you can see that's about not far off 500. Yeah, 500 wide.
Yeah, in the summer you'll be cool, and in the winter it'll keep the heat in.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, listen.
That's
There's
the other
always
sound.
the ubiquitous bark of the dogs everywhere in every village and town.
Magpies, dogs, wind rustling in the leaves. I mean, that's all you're going to hear. And the bells, the wonderful bells. Yeah. So that sort of concludes the tour of this.
You haven't shown the bathroom.
So this room definitely is big enough to make a proper bathroom in.
Yeah, but you know what? It's functioning. Okay, so it's a little bit retro. But that's coming into fashion again, actually. We've seen in showrooms they do this colour again now.
Yeah, it's true.
But also Andrew knows all about tile paint.
Oh, I do. You can paint tiles really well and really efficiently, and they look great now.
Yeah. A lot cheaper than replacing.
Oh, massively cheaper.
But you know, this could be...
If this is your taste and your style, then good luck to you.
No, do you know what? I would just live with it to start off with, you know?
Well, anyway, it's up to whoever is interested. If anyone is, then, you know.
And behind the wallpaper, look at that. You won't even need to repaint.
Perfectly polished, nice plastered walls.
Yeah. So,
yes, I mean, I'll be honest, the first thing that needs to happen is the carpet's taken up and all the wallpaper removed, and then suddenly you'll start seeing a completely different interior.
Well, like we said all along, it's up to you how much you want to do, how much time you've got, how much money you've got. Yeah. In fact, you can make this look absolutely marvellous
you could
with
easily.
a minimal budget.
It needs someone who has just a little bit of vision, not too much, but to see when it's done, the possibilities. But because it's separated into two levels, this building is for someone that wants two different parts of a building than trying to put the staircase in to connect the whole thing. Well, it's a major job, that, and also you lose part of the house doing that. Yeah. So really, I think this is for either someone that needs 2 bedrooms for downstairs and rents upstairs, or someone that needs 1 bedroom, a couple who lives upstairs and rents downstairs.
Yeah, you see, I'm thinking straight away. Yeah, fantastic income, absolutely fantastic income, immediate income actually, with minimal amount of work, depending. I mean, you know, potentially this is ready to go as a holiday.
With a minimum amount of work. If you did the arch, that's a small bit of work in the. But the thing is, then you could rent it as a holiday home, which means that if you wanted to have friends or family to come and stay in the other apartment, you just book it out for yourself. So then you've got a lot of possibilities.
And if you're not here all year round, you can get someone to manage it for you, and you've got 2 holiday homes to let out.
That's true, actually. Yes, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Katia, you're always thinking of money?
What are you saying, darling?
Well, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Yeah, and it's just locking up. We've just finished looking around this lovely property. And one thing I should say is I've seen a lot of grottos or cantinas, as they call them in my time. In fact, we've got one ourselves. And this one is spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, they're very, very handy. Yeah. But this one is actually pretty beautiful.
This one I would use, because if you make that garden down there, you've got the doors straight into the cantina, and you could use it for something.
This one is really a man cave. Yeah. And the owner, he told us that every year he did used to use it to make his wine, as they all sort of do here, don't they?
But this one, let's show them. Yeah. It's a really good one, and it's big. it just needs a little bit of cleaning, nothing else. And you have to imagine having that on your little garden that you've just made next to your ruin, with plants growing everywhere, with a new roof on that, so that looks beautiful as well. And then your cantina, maybe with a little table in it, you know, and you could light it spectacularly.
Like a little poker table.
A poker table, whatever you want in there. So it's in here. You have to imagine all this tidied up and made to look beautiful with plants here. And look at this bit, it would just be fantastic, this. It really would. So, yeah, there is a new... No, sorry, this one has the old boiler on the ground floor. The upper one has a newer boiler. This one needs replacing, I'm certain.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm certain. It's old, out of date. But, so here is the most fantastic cantina I've seen in a long time. Come in to my cantina.
Your man cave.
Yeah. I mean,
this little light's going to do anything?
No, but, well, let's just see. Hopefully you can see a bit. Yes, you can. So if you imagine lighting this spectacularly, the ceiling and everything in here, and cleaning it up. It wouldn't take much to clean this up, and having a table in here.
I'd spray it all white.
I would spray it white as well. That's exactly what I would do, because it will make it clean, and it's very easy to do that. Yeah. It's got the original grape press here.
And all the pieces are still here that go with it.
And everything comes with it.
And he literally used to use this every...
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how beautifully cool it is in here, but it really is. Imagine if you made this connected to your outside garden here, and you know, I can see it, and I think it would be spectacular.
Yeah. And it stretches quite far back. I'm not going to go through because it would be a little bit Indiana Jones at the moment.
It's got a big cobweb.
Spider, yeah. But you can see at the back.
But yes, so it does go through there. I'm not going in either because I don't want a big cobweb wrapped around me. But cleaned up, it would be spectacular.
Yeah. And you know what he told us as well, which is very interesting. There, you might be able to see the outline of a doorway that goes to another cantina.
There's another door in there with another huge cantina behind it.
But they said, him and his brother, they opened it up, and it's massive, they said, but then they were like, what do we do with it?
So they closed it back up again. But you might want it.
Yeah.
You could have such a fantastic wine bar in here. You could store your wine in here, have a table in here, and you could come in here in the summer and in the winter and drink wine and play music or play cards. This would just be a fantastic place. It really would. I'd love it. Might not be everyone's thing, but there's lots of people who would love this also. Anyway, so that's the cantina.
And have a little summary by the olive tree.
So just to be clear about this rudere, this ruin and the land, at the moment this house that's for sale, the only land that you have and garden that you have is this piece here connected to it.
Although the owner said you can use that because obviously no one is using it at the moment. So, you know, you've got to think about how much you're going to invest in plants and that. Should someone buy it if you don't?
But the ruin is for sale, and we've spoken to the owner. He knows who owns it, and he's spoken to him, and he doesn't think it would be very much money, and neither do we. In my opinion, it would be worth buying, because it isn't much money, which means then you own all this land and the other cantina and this roof. This can then be your garden, and you can extend it through all of this and make the most fantastic front garden, and that's what I would do. But just to let you know, at the moment, the boundary is this piece of concrete here leading up to that cantina. From there over is not with the house, but it can be bought, can be purchased alongside it. And of course, if it's a ruin, you don't get taxed. It's just left as a ruin. Of course, if you do it up, then you get taxed. But I wouldn't do it up because I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful, and I can imagine the photograph of this if you bought that and did this up and turned this into a garden. There is a well in there, so you could clear the ivy off that, and you could have plants around the well, and I just think it would be incredible. Absolutely incredible. But anyway, you have to make that clear so you understand the boundaries. Often the boundaries in Italy are like this, where you have a path to another house going in front. I don't think you'll have any privacy issues with that at all. And if you bought this, then you've got peace of mind as well that this is yours and that you can do what you want with it. Because you could still do that anyway, but you wouldn't have the same peace of mind, that's all. And on time, here's the bells.
Anyway, so we're just sort of standing outside here because just quickly
Summarising.
summarise this fantastic, really it is, it's putting the blinds back down, really I would say it's a bargain for the price.
For the
that
price,
it is.
for how solid it is,
You could,
for the space,
yeah, I'd come in here and
the view,
yeah,
the position.
I would enjoy the position, the view, everything,
Yeah.
and the way it is, and I would potentially just do up one floor, let it out, and then do bit by bit.
I will point out that obviously if you look across here, you can see all these houses bathing in the sun. They are south facing and this house isn't. However, since what we've been through here in the heat, I would say that that is a very good thing. Because your house in the middle of summer is not going to heat up like those houses are. At the moment it's not so hot, but it has been.
It's actually, I have to point out, it's 12 o'clock like we said, and it's only now that the lower terrace has lost the sun just now. So you actually have it in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't want it.
No, you don't.
Here.
No, you don't. That's the hottest point in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, isn't it? Roughly,
Yeah.
when everything's heated up and it releases it. And in the summer, I mean, it's really hot. So actually, that is a bonus.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and also now your house, you know, will remain cool, and you'll be able to sleep in the evening.
Yeah, because we've had we've had problems with that.
We don't have air conditioning where we are.
No.
And
Well, this doesn't need air
no,
conditioning.
this one doesn't.
No.
And yeah, I would say you get a good night's sleep there.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Wow. So
that concludes our tour.
yes.
We hope you enjoyed it, and we will do others. But if you're interested in this house in any way, you can always contact us, ask us questions, and we will be happy to answer them for you. And we hope that it may be of interest to some of you.
Yeah, and if there's anywhere else you're really interested in,
Let us know.
Yeah, comment in the section below, let us know, and we'll be happy to go and find some other houses that, you know, let us know what you're interested in, and we can give you an idea of what's available.
But we're only selecting ones that we feel have real potential and are in ideal places for people moving to Abruzzo.
Yeah.
And Capestrano is definitely one of those. It's in a fantastic position, easy to get to everywhere. It's got a great centre. It's got a great history. Lots happening here. Lots of people, and it's just ideal, I think.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
So with that, we'll end it all and say saluti for now.